What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another AFL Evolution topic slash discussion to talk about with you guys, and that's, a question that's been kind of thrown around a little bit recently, and that is, will AFL Evolution 2 be coming on next generation consoles, aka the Xbox Series X, which looks to be called the Xbox now, and the PS5. Now, I'm sure you guys have probably heard me talk about this a couple of times now. I'm literally turning into a running record talking about this that many times, but I thought I'd make, just a separate video about it for those of you who haven't seen my day-to-day AFL Evolution 2 videos, which I highly recommend going and checking out. But this has to do with the Xbox Series X or Xbox and PS5, due to the fact that, for those of you who didn't know, AFL Evolution 2 has finally been given a release date of April 23rd, 2020, after being delayed multiple different times. It's going to come out like half a year before the next generation consoles do come out, which is a really kind of inconvenient time slot for them, but actually a very good time slot in my opinion, due to the fact that I honestly think this is a great opportunity for them to make more money, and that's why I honestly think it will be coming on next generation consoles. And obviously there is some evidence as well to potentially suggest that. Now, before I get into what the official AFL Evolution 2 team has said themselves, pretty much what I mean by them getting more money from this is because they would be able to release it on PS4 and Xbox One at the very start. Then they're going to be releasing it on Steam and Nintendo Switch later. They will have already, probably sold more than they did for AFL Evolution. It's going to be on more consoles. A lot more people are going to have the better opportunity of potentially buying this game. And then there's obviously more to it after that. Is, for those of you who didn't know, there's rumors that they will be getting DLC as well, which is another thing I want to talk about. Is, will AFL Evolution 2 be getting DLC? And I would assume it would be, which would most likely be the AFL Evolution 2 Season 2021 pack. What they could potentially do with this is potentially release it in March in 2021, and this is how it's going to lead to the next generation consoles. For those of you who didn't know, when they initially released AFL Evolution, after they decided to release the DLC about a year ago, and not only did they release the DLC, but you could also buy the 2018 season pack game, where you could buy the game and it already came with the DLC. That's what I would assume they would be potentially looking to do with this AFL Evolution 2. And if they decide to sell that in stores, then they could also potentially sell that on Xbox Series X and PS5. So not only, a year ago did they just sell it on about 4 different consoles in PC, Switch, Xbox One, and PS4, then they can potentially now, after that a year later, also sell the 2021 pack on those 4 consoles yet again. But then they can also now resell the game with updated graphics and all of that type of stuff on the Xbox Series X and PS5, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to buy. And quite a bit of people who already bought it on the previous consoles will most likely look to buy it again on the next generation consoles, due to maybe there being more features in the game, which I'm sure they will add. Better face scans, better graphics, really just everything. The gameplay would be a total improvement due to the fact that it's going to be a next generation console. And I already know people are going to buy this like pretty much even twice, because I know when I get my next generation console, whether that's going to be PS5 or Xbox Series X, I haven't decided yet. I probably will be getting them both. So I'd probably be getting it on potentially PS4 in 2020, and then when 2021 does rock out and they potentially do release it on the next generation console, then I will most likely also be buying that too, just to look at all the new stuff that they have added, the new features, the new graphics, maybe even compare it to the PS4 and Xbox One to see how the graphics have changed, how the gameplay's changed, really just how the whole game's changed in general. And I think that is going to be what will most likely end up happening. And yes, so for a financial standpoint, if they didn't release it on the Xbox Series X and PS5, that would be almost to the point of, you already know, then they're already going to pretty much release it, because it gives them not just more money, but also funding for AFL Evolution 3, so AFL Evolution 3 can be bigger, and they can potentially start selling it overseas as well, even more, due to the fact that, for those of you who didn't know, it looks like more Americans and stuff are getting into AFL, and with there going to be a California game on the rise, I do expect to see a lot more international people getting involved with AFL, which could mean more, sales for AFL Evolution 2/3 internationally. Not just that, I wonder how they're going to go about with the DLC. So I don't know if the DLC, what they could do is they could potentially, if they even wanted more money, they could honestly say, well, yeah, we're not going to release the AFL Evolution 2 DLC on, PS4 and Xbox One. If you guys want the DLC, you're going to have to re-buy the new game on the new generation consoles. And if you buy the new game, maybe you get the DLC for free. So they could have probably just made an extra $70 by just convincing people to buy the new game. Or they could go in a different fashion where they could, they could sell the AFL Evolution 2 DLC, not just on the new generation consoles, but on the previous consoles, PS4 and Xbox One, which, again, financially, I'm not exactly too sure will make more money, but that's just the way I could see. Also, it's just more evidence that they will be releasing a AFL Evolution 2 DLC potentially as well, just based on the fact that, the AFL Evolution got DLC about 1 year after it came out, which was called the Season Pack 2018, I do believe. I could see a Season Pack 2021 DLC potentially coming out. Now, I do believe that the AFL Evolution 2 team has actually talked about potentially releasing DLC and it coming on the new next generation consoles. I believe they're pretty much 100% focusing all their attention onto, this new game. And really, once this new game comes out on in April, I genuinely believe after that they'll possibly start on upgrading the graphics and maybe some new features and all that type of stuff for the next generation consoles, and then they'll potentially start working on the DLC. Now, if they start, let's just say, working on the DLC in maybe June or July or something like that, then they have really nearly a whole entire year to kind of get it out. Let's just say they decide to release the DLC in April or May. They've pretty much got, 10 months or so to work on this new DLC, where they could potentially be adding new grounds, new face scans, pretty much exactly what they did with the last DLC when they did for AFL Evolution. I do expect, when the California ground does eventually come, if they decide to do a California game in the AFL, I do expect maybe the California game to be added. I expect new grounds all across Australia to potentially be added as well. I do expect a lot more face scans of, the updated rookies and all of those type of players as well. And maybe even a new game mode or something would be cool for them to potentially add in the DLC. I think that would be a really cool feature. But yeah, so to answer the questions on will there be AFL Evolution 2 DLC and will it be coming out on next generation consoles, I'm pretty sure, 100% yes for at least one of them. I mean, it's not like they did DLC for the last one, and I'm sure it made them quite a bit of money, so I'm sure they would potentially look to do DLC again. Also, next generation consoles is just really another excuse to kind of upgrade a minority type of things, and then really just sell the game again for $50 to $100, which again, I think a lot of people would buy because it's next generation consoles as well, and a lot of people are going to be wanting to play AFL Evolution 2 on the next gen consoles. So I think that's a massive investment point from them, and they've already discussed about it in interviews before, where they actually talked about, yeah, it's a massive possibility and we will most likely be working on it very soon, pretty much. So yeah, again, to answer the question, will it be coming out on next generation consoles and will DLC be coming out, I'm almost at the point where I'm literally saying it's almost like confirmed, because yeah, they've already talked about it, and it just would be really stupid if they kind of didn't do it. So yeah, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for the latest AFL content and AFL news and AFL Evolution content and news. Don't forget to comment in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts and opinions on them potentially doing AFL Evolution 2 DLC and next generation consoles? Do you guys think they will do both? Do you guys think they'll only do one? And which one do you guys think they'll do, or which one are you guys more excited to potentially see come? Again, I'd definitely really like to know your thoughts and opinions on it all down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlog channel. Links for them are in the description down below. And also, don't forget to check out my podcast as well if you haven't already. Links for that is also in the description down below. So, as I was saying, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.